From the loan trap to your dream house. This was the slogan used by the company Future Real Estate Network, in short FREN, to advertise its real estate funding system, which is unique anywhere in the world. Through this program, the company is able to offer help to tens of thousands of people and families caught in a debt trap, enabling them to acquire homes of their own. Over the last few years, it has become impossible not to realize that economic risks have risen exorbitantly. Owing to the decrease of solvency of customers in industries constituting the fundamental pillars of the economy, not only can companies not prosper, but they even have to fight for survival day by day. Unfortunately, the current situation gives us no cause for optimism, and we shouldn't be surprised to see how deep the global economic crisis has become. One of the examples is the automotive industry, where manufacturers and distributors with a past of several decades had to go out of business in a matter of days or weeks, because quite simply, customers with purchasing power disappeared from the market. Solvency and long-term planability is what guarantees stability for sellers, buyers and investors, in other words, for all market players. Now let's take a look at the current reality in the real estate market. Since the outbreak of the global economic crisis, we've been hearing every day about hundreds of families going bankrupt and breaking under the burden of their housing loans. In the UK, property traditionally means to own one's own apartment or house. The people mentioned in the news desired no more than this. Stop! Let's stop here, because there is a solution. The name of the solution is FREN Real Estate Funding System. This system has been created to open an opportunity for anyone to get rid of costly loans, and it will help them with building up their solvency in the long term, a guarantee for security. And now, let's see how it works. The FREN system offers a final and transparent solution for almost any real estate problem: the replacement of mortgage on real estate, purchase, and renovation. And all that in a solution that does not require you to take out another loan. It will help its members with acquiring their own properties or replacing the loans registered on the properties, and offers a solution to real estate problems while ensuring the build-up of the solvency of the members and enabling them to acquire further income. Naturally, people have always had the opportunity to buy real estate. But let's see how they've acquired property so far. We could build or buy a house on our own funds, or we could apply for a bank loan. Also, we could rent an apartment and work hard to pay the rent, even though it could never become our own property. Of all these ways, in the UK so far bank loans have been the most typical. Now let's see what the lending conditions are. First of all, we must meet several conditions to be eligible for a bank loan. We must produce a down payment of at least 20 or 50%, a certificate of income from the employer. In many cases, we must even also involve a co-debtor or guarantor into the loan transaction. And quite often, we also need to offer some additional real estate collateral. Not to mention that additional costs are incurred, such as interest, service charges, other insurance premiums, loan setting or loan assessment fee, real estate appraisal, solicitor and notarial fees, and the list goes on. The costs on the customer are variable in many cases, therefore the monthly installments tend to increase rather than decrease. When the bank lends money, a mortgage is recorded on the property. If the customer experiences lasting payment difficulties, the bank will enforce the mortgage and may even auction off our property. We can see many such cases in the news programs. Although, as a result of the economic crisis, initiatives have been started to eliminate these difficulties, such as the exchange rate limit or the option of prepayment. However, only a few debtors can take advantage of these. Similarly, replacing the old bank loan with a new one is no solution either. These only serve to prolong the problem, which is a path leading straight into the loan trap. Naturally, one can purchase or build the property with 100% self-funding, but this option is only available for very few people. At the same time, the world is changing, and thus our opportunities are expanding. The FREN system has been created to offer a real opportunity for the final resolution of real estate problems. This sounds like an exceptional opportunity, and you are justified in asking, how is this at all possible? The solution is a process that every member has to go through. First, after a free registration, the member starts building up his solvency. At this point, he has the option of choosing how he would like to do it. Through the purchase of vouchers, with a down payment of 10%, with a 0.5% down payment, or without any down payment. In the system, every member has the option to have FREN accelerate the build-up of their solvency in such a manner that the member purchases a real estate voucher to the value of half or 10% of his targeted amount through the real estate funding system of FREN. If the member starts the process with a down payment, then he will reach earlier the down payment of 20% necessary for the real estate purchase or debt replacement to which solvency is attached. In addition, that way he can acquire 100% title to the property released or purchased through the real estate funding system of FREN within a significantly shorter time compared to the usual loan schemes, even within 1/10 of that time. If the member cannot provide a down payment, the FREN system will still grant an opportunity for him to resolve his real estate problem, although that way his solvency will be built up more slowly. During the process, every member will build up a stable income that will ensure payment of the costs occurring during the use of the property. Thus, the FREN system will be able to purchase the property or replace the loan registered on the property together with the customer without risk. Therefore, the member gives title to the FREN system in exchange for his funding. This scheme means that during the use of the property the customer does not repay a loan. Rather, he pays a rent, a utilization fee to the system, and has the opportunity of purchasing the ownership share of the company. This is because the customer will have an undivided joint title to the property together with the FREN system. Since the customer uses the share of the company, he has to pay a fixed rental, a utilization fee for it, which is 1/420th part of the contractual amount. What this means in practice is, for example, if the targeted amount is £200,000, the fixed usage fee will be a monthly £476.19. This amount will not change, and the member will only have to pay the rent or utilization fee until he becomes 100% owner of the property. The FREN system relies primarily on solvency. However, it is important to make a distinction between solvency and creditworthiness in the sense used by the banks. Let's see what the difference is. Creditworthiness is nothing other than certifying to a financial service provider that it can trust the customer by lending him money, because the customer will be able to repay it. Or if not, he has the assets from which the financial institution will be able to recover the loan, its costs, and the expected profit. On the other hand, solvency shows the standard of living that the customer is able to maintain. In other words, what is the regular monthly amount that he can afford to spend without his savings diminishing? Furthermore, what is the time frame over which he is secured by virtue of the savings? This security is created by the FREN system in such a manner that it will spend the majority of the sums designed for marketing, distribution, advertising, etc. on building up the solvency of the members. This solvency provides security not only for the customer, but also to FREN and the investors supplying the real estate funding. So far, we have been learning about the workings and background of the FREN system. What really sets it apart from the usual forms of funding is that it makes its customers solvent. Since it is not a loan, there is no assessment of creditworthiness, no interest payment, no need to involve additional collateral, no certificate is required from the employer, and there are no hidden costs, no depression or fear of tomorrow, no fear of changes. On the other hand, there is acquisition of property within the foreseeable future, debt replacement, renovation. The customer has solvency, there is planability and security, there is joy and happiness. This is just one of the reasons why it offers more advantages than other market schemes. And now, let's briefly review how we can take advantage of this opportunity. As has been said, joining the system is free. However, it's important to know that we can only join through a referee. After the free registration, we should define the target amount that we need. For this, it is recommended that we should anticipate every cost that will be incurred. We should consider every encumbrance on the property, the required renovation costs, and define the contractual amount depending on these. After that, you need to decide if you start the process with a down payment of 10% or 0.5%, or perhaps without any down payment. If you start with your own down payment, FREN will build up your solvency more easily and accelerate the fulfillment of your aims. And what will come once we have accomplished the down payment of 20% necessary for debt replacement? Actually, this is where the best part comes. We will still need to move into the purchased property, the apartment of our dreams. We must magically turn it into a home and live in it happily. And this is no small task. The opportunity is here for us. The decision is ours. Register today. Start building up your solvency right now. Let's open up together to the world, understand innovations, and embrace new opportunities.